Hello students, in this video I am going to explain you Biot-Savart law and its comparison with Coulomb's law of electrostatics. We know that Oersted found experimentally that a current carrying conductor produces a magnetic field around it just as a magnet. In the same year in 1820, French scientist Biot and Savart studied the magnetic field produced by current carrying conductors and gave this law to determine the magnitude and direction of the fields so produced. This law is known as Biot-Savart law. Let us study this law in detail. It states that if there is a current carrying wire and a point P close to it, then the intensity of the magnetic field produced at that point due to very small part of the wire depends on various factors. See from the figure, there is a current carrying wire XY and we have considered a small elemental length, that is of length dl, and a point P is considered at a distance r from this elemental length. The smaller angle which this elemental length is making with the position vector r is theta. This magnetic field is proportional to the current flowing in the wire, that is I. Also it is proportional to the length of this small current element, that is dl, and proportional to sine of the angle theta. This magnetic field is also inversely proportional to square of the distance from the point P. Combining all these factors, we have obtained I dl sine theta upon r square. Removing this proportionality sign, there will be a constant k into I dl sine theta upon r square, where k in SI units is mu naught upon 4 pi, and in CGS unit the value of k is 1. Here mu naught is absolute permeability of free space and its value is 4 pi into 10 raised to the power minus 7 Weber per ampere per meter. Permeability is a measure of the ability to form magnetic field inside a medium. So, this magnitude of the magnetic field is given as mu naught upon 4 pi I dl sine theta upon r square. Writing it in vector notation, it will be mu naught upon 4 pi into I dl cross r upon r cube. That is the cross product of the elemental length and the distance of the point P from the elemental length dl. The direction of this magnetic field can be understood by right hand thumb rule. The direction of the magnetic field is always in a plane perpendicular to the line of the element and the position vector. It is given by right hand thumb rule, where the thumb points to the direction of the conventional current and the fingers show the magnetic field direction. This you can see from here also, that we are holding the current carrying wire in our right hand, where the thumb is pointing the direction of the current and the direction in which fingers encircle the current carrying conductor will represent as the direction of the magnetic field lines. So here in our figure, when we have explained the Biot-Savart law, the direction of the magnetic field line at point P is inwards, that is into the paper. So here the magnetic field lines in the Biot-Savart law is inwards at point P, and the inwards is represented as, that is into the paper is represented by a cross symbol, and if the magnetic field lines are coming out, it will be represented by a dot. Now the comparison of Biot-Savart law and Coulomb's law. There are many similarities and differences with Coulomb's law in electrostatics. Both are long range, both depend inversely on the square of the distance from the source. Principle of superposition is applicable to both the fields. Electrostatic field is along the displacement vector joining the source and the field point, while the magnetic field is perpendicular to the plane containing the displacement vector and the current element IDL. In electrostatics, the electrostatic field is along the displacement vector, that is, it is in the same direction. But here in magnetic field, it is perpendicular to the plane containing the displacement vector and the current element. The electrostatic field is produced by a scalar source, that is due to the charge, and magnetic field is produced by a vector source. Here it is a current element IDL. There is an angle dependence in Biot-Savart law that we have just seen, that it is dependent upon theta, which is not present in electrostatics law. The magnetic field in the direction of the current element dl is 0 because it is a cross product, and if it is in the same direction it will be 0, and maximum in the perpendicular case. Let us see. If theta is 0, then the magnetic field is minimum because it depends upon sine theta, and sine 0 is 0. And if this theta is 90 degrees, then the magnetic field magnitude will be maximum. Now let us find the relationship between permittivity of free space and permeability of free space and speed of light in vacuum. So let us multiply permittivity and permeability. I have included the term 4 pi in the numerator and in the denominator. It will not make any difference. But 4 pi epsilon naught value is 1 upon 9 into 10 raised to the power 9. This we are aware from the electrostatics chapter. And mu naught upon 4 pi, we have just studied that its value is 10 raised to the power minus 7. Multiplying the two, we have obtained 1 upon 9 into 10 raised to the power 16, which is nothing but square of the speed of light in vacuum. So it can be rearranged as c, or speed of light in vacuum, is equal to 1 upon under root epsilon naught into mu naught. That is the relationship between the three quantities. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.